The story I'm going to read you today is called We Don't Eat Our Classmates by Ryan Higgins. This is one of my favorite stories, and we're going to be talking about it in class next week, so I want to make sure you hear it and are familiar with it. We don't eat our classmates. Do my best using this camera. Here's the title page. Hey kids, you will never be eaten by a T-Rex. They are extinct, I promise. Okay, that's a reassurance for us. Penelope Rex was nervous. It's not every day a little T-Rex starts school. Penelope, what are my classmates going to be like? Will they be nice? How many teeth will they have? This was very important. Gosh, she can already do her alphabet. There's her stuffed dinosaur toy, her other dinosaur friends, and nice pictures. Penelope's mom bought her a new backpack with ponies on it. Ponies were Penelope's favorite because ponies are delicious. Oh, goodness. Penelope's dad packed her a lunch of 300 tuna sandwiches and 1 apple juice. That's not much juice for all those sandwiches. He must have been busy. Oh, and her lunch pail has a pony. Finally, the big day came. That's a big schoolhouse. And Penelope Rex was very surprised to find out all her classmates were, dun dun dun, children. There she is. There's their cubbies, their word wall, their supplies. They have a reading loft. That's pretty awesome. I should build one of those. I got to get somebody who knows how to build and is a carpenter and could build me one. And there's their teacher. So she has kids for classmates. So she ate them because children are delicious. Uh-oh, I bet you didn't see that coming. Penelope Rex, said Mrs. Noodleman. We don't eat our classmates. Please spit them out at once. So she did. Good thing she hadn't chewed and swallowed yet. She looks a little guilty, and he looks a little spitty. It was not the best way to start school. Still, Penelope was determined to have a good first day. All the kids aren't happy. They're all spitty and yicky. Look at their faces. That's how you can read how they're feeling by their expressions on their face. They use good body language. She tried hard to make friends at recess. Uh-oh. Go down the slide and land in my mouth, children. She finger painted some of her best work. Uh-oh. You can tell what's on her mind. She even saved Griffin Emery a seat at lunch. You can sit here, and she's pointing to the center of her plate. Silly Penelope. Look at all her sandwiches. Penelope started to notice everyone was making friends but her. Wonder why no one wants to be her friend. They all sit far away from her, and they hide from her. It was lonely. Poor Penelope. I wonder why none of the children like her. When she got home, her dad asked about her first day of school. I didn't make any friends, Penelope cried. None of the children wanted to play with me. There he is with a good meal for her, so we see a loving father. Penelope Rex, her father asked, did you eat your classmates? Well, maybe sort of, just a little bit. Sometimes it's hard to make friends, said her dad, especially if you eat them. That's still true to this day. You see, Penelope, children are the same as us on the inside, just tastier. That gave Penelope a lot to think about. Well, it's good for us to think about how even animals might be the same on the inside. I'll leave it at that. The next day, Penelope tried really hard. But poor Penelope, she could not stop herself from eating her classmates. Mrs. Noodleman, Penelope ate William Amoto again. That's a quote we're going to talk about next week. And they were all afraid of her. Okay, he got spit out. Now he's all spitty. All the chairs are flipped and the kids are running and afraid. I don't blame them. I don't want to be eaten. There she is, a shoe hanging out of her mouth. Except Walter. Walter was a goldfish. So Penelope tried to make friends with him because he's not afraid of her. Will you be my friend? There she is, poking around in the bowl. What do you think's going to happen? Ooh, now what do you think's going to happen? Jump! Eee! Cried Penelope. He's eating my finger! Wah! Once Penelope found out what it was like to be someone's snack, she lost her appetite for children. So she just gained something called empathy. She understands now what it's like to be eaten, and she has feelings for people who've been eaten, and it's changed how she thinks. That's a good lesson on empathy. There's her teacher reading a story in that awesome classroom. She stopped eating her classmates. Even when Cece Woodman spilled barbecue sauce all over herself, she still didn't eat her. And soon Penelope made friends. Found you! Want a brownie? I helped make them. Now the kids are her friends now because they don't have to be afraid of her. She got empathy. Now, even when children look especially delicious, she peeks at Walter and remembers what it's like when someone tries to eat you. There's her face, afraid. Nobody wants to be eaten. And Walter the goldfish stares right back at her and licks his lips. Ah! Because dinosaurs are delicious. So think about what lessons you learned from the story, We Don't Eat Our Classmates, and you're going to write about it in your journal later today. And don't forget the story because we're going to talk about it a bunch next week. Or this week, depending on when you listen.